Flakes and SJWs, welcome. It's Josh with JF Trading. I'm back. What's up, guys? It's Josh. I'm going to run you through a couple of names real quick. Hope the day's been going well. Have not been trading decent size at all right now. I'm kind of in a slump. Haven't been trading too well. But we are off to the races. Markets are testing highs. Gold and crude both bouncing. Commodities across the border higher. And currencies as well are ticking higher here today. Interesting day. A lot of weird things going on in the world. OPEC news, Donald Trump news. But first, I want to dive into the hacking situation that has kind of been underreported, in my opinion, over the last 48 hours. I really haven't even heard any news about it on the mainstream media yet. The fact that all these computers, hundreds of thousands of computers, were hacked at the same time, kind of highlighting the importance of this sort of cyber security industry defense field. These are amazing fade opportunities. Whenever you get stocks that pop on some sort of basically irrelevant, unrelated news event that kind of plays into their industry, you get a great selling opportunity. I'm not saying that that's what should be happening in FEYE right now, because we are trading off relative lows and we are staircasing higher. We've cleared two ranges to the upside thus far, and now we are trading back in this range. So if we can trade into the 16s and above, that would be a good sign of strength, in my opinion. But as for the stock, in regards to the stock over the last couple of months, it's been, or a couple of years, I should say, it's been out of favor since the highs of, what is this, March 14. So the stock's been very, very out of favor. We're getting a relative pop here on some decent volume. We've already almost traded double the volume of April. We're on track to take out March maybe in the coming, maybe even this week. So let's see what happens. That'd be a good sign as well if we continue with this sort of volume trend. That's also obviously a very good indicator of a move being confirmed in either direction. Is volume behind it. Very simple, very obvious. I know a lot of you bag holders don't really know how to trade. So figured I would try to drop some knowledge on you a little bit. Excuse me, I can't really speak today. So let's jump over from FireEye to Sears. Sears is the latest retail giant that's been getting beat this shit up. If you guys have been in any sort of relevant, technologically advanced society, the mall, a shopping center, this or that, you can kind of see how retail is slowly dying. I don't know about you, but I buy all of my stuff on Amazon. So I don't necessarily even need the retailers in my life anymore. Sears is just the latest example of them slowly losing money. Quarter over quarter, year over year, investors are offering the stock lower. They're trading. It's going to be trading over maybe the next couple of months to much different multiples, to the tune of maybe 15, 20x lower. Let's see what happens. I'm not one to predict numbers, but there's always opportunity in the markets. On a monthly view, going back to the highs of 2007 at $195, this stock has basically been straight down since. We had a little pop here after the financial recession recovery, and then we've just been slowly fading since. This is a clean chart. This is an actual chart, no splits. So you really could have got off an amazing short in the top of 2006. Could have got short $195. Pretty crazy level. For all the traders out there, I'm sure you couldn't even fathom seeing SHLD at $195. Just seems like a sub 10 name to me. But let's talk about markets. Markets are at all-time highs, guys. If you've been following the videos, you've been on the money with me. We posted 240.44, so we cracked the highs by maybe a nickel, nickel or a dime, so nothing too insane. Volume's up a little bit. Let's see how much we get into the close. If we don't get a nice little push, we'll probably post some of the lower, not necessarily lower, but the least amount of volume in the last couple of days. But relatively speaking, it's on track to be decent. We're bouncing around. I don't really expect the markets to kind of take on a whole new trend of its own. I feel as if they're waiting for some sensitivity or some volatility in some of the ETF or commodity markets. We'll see what happens with gold, specifically in crude. Both of those assets are bouncing pretty significantly. Let's pull up crude just real quick. Light sweet crude oil futures, ETH. We're getting a pretty dead cat bounce. I keep talking about it, but I identified this back on the 5th of May, and I'm like, this could be a great reversal candle. We traded flat on top of that pivot and never broke it again, and now we're trading higher. And now we're back up to the second pivot. So we're staircasing from pivot to pivot. The next relevant level will be this guy right here at the just below $50. So 49 would be big support as well, or excuse me, big resistance. So if we can crack the 50 bucks, the $50 is obviously a big psychological level as well. So if investors will bid this thing higher to that $50 level, which is highlighted with that dotted blue line, things could be interesting. I don't think a lot of people on the street even had oil bouncing to these sort of levels. Another interesting fact is you can see this bottom fan here, how we're testing that today. So stocks always, not necessarily always, but tend to trade with a lot of their historical values and historical patterns. So it's always best to project out certain trend lines to make sure they hit 2 or 3 points. Obviously, this one isn't as defined as the top two are, but we're working on it. We're testing it today, so it added another level of confidence. We'll see what happens from here on out. Gold, just real quick, is bouncing as well. Same deal with crude, same kind of setup, same kind of chart. Let's see what happens. I think gold and crude have commingled again, so they will be trading 1 for 1. There's news coming this week, Tuesday and Thursdays. Let's see what happens, guys. Stay small. Don't get caught up. Be good. Trade smart, guys. Appreciate the video. If you like, comment down below. Subscribe if I did anything wrong. Let me know. If you'd like to recommend a stock, please comment down below as well. If nothing else, guys, I will be back with you here tomorrow morning. Best of luck for the rest of the day. Build the wall.